On the night of August 8, 1963, one of the most daring and well-orchestrated crimes in British history took place, a robbery so massive and precise that it would become known as the Great Train Robbery. The target was a Royal Mail train travelling from Glasgow to London, carrying large amounts of cash. The total sum stolen amounted to £2.6 million at the time, equivalent to tens of millions today. The mastermind behind the robbery was Bruce Reynolds, a charismatic and ambitious career criminal. Along with his core team, Ronnie Biggs, Buster Edwards, Charlie Wilson, and others, Reynolds spent months planning the heist. The gang consisted of 15 men, including individuals with military and technical experience, such as former Army engineers and a specialist in railway systems. The robbers knew that the train would be carrying old banknotes no longer fit for circulation, and that the train's second-to-last carriage, the high-value package HVP coach, was loaded with money. They carefully studied the train's route, timing, and security procedures. To carry out the operation, they chose a secluded location near Bridego Bridge, just outside Ledburn, Buckinghamshire. The gang tampered with the railway signals to bring the train to a halt. At approximately 3 a.m., they successfully stopped the train at the predetermined spot. The two train drivers, Jack Mills and his assistant, were subdued. Mills was struck over the head with an iron bar when he resisted, a move that would later cause public outrage due to the severity of his injuries. Using a military-style plan, the robbers uncoupled the engine and the HVP coach from the rest of the train and moved it about half a mile to the bridge, where their vehicles were waiting. Within 30 minutes, they unloaded 120 mail bags containing £2.6 million in cash into their trucks. They left behind the rest of the train and the remaining crew, and then vanished into the night. The gang regrouped at Leatherslade Farm, a remote hideout in Buckinghamshire they had purchased months before. They planned to lay low for several weeks until the heat died down. However, things started to unravel quickly. The robbers played cards, counted money, and left behind a trail of evidence, including fingerprints, empty mailbags, and food packaging. After the robbery was discovered, Scotland Yard launched one of the biggest investigations in British criminal history. The media frenzy and public pressure forced the police to act fast. Within weeks, key members of the gang were arrested. One by one, the rest were captured, although Bruce Reynolds remained at large for 5 years before being caught in 1968. During the trials, the robbers received severe sentences, with most of them getting 25 to 30 years in prison. Ronnie Biggs famously escaped from prison in 1965 and fled to Brazil, where he lived for decades until voluntarily returning to the UK in 2001. He served 8 more years in prison before being released on compassionate grounds. The Great Train Robbery became a part of British criminal folklore. It highlighted the vulnerabilities in national infrastructure, showcased the audacity of organized crime, and captivated the public imagination. Although most of the stolen money was never recovered, the legacy of the crime lived on through books, documentaries, and films. In the end, the Great Train Robbery wasn't just a theft of money, it was a dramatic challenge to the establishment and a tale of bold planning, human error, and inevitable justice. It remains one of the most infamous crimes in the annals of British history.